Well, welcome back. We're down here again on the 64. We finally got the motor set in here. I went ahead and set it at the tranny in the stock location. I got some other headers. So this here is where the motor's actually going to sit, but I can't believe how far forward these motors set from the firewall. I mean, that's a bunch, but that's the transmission's in the stock location in the tranny mount, so I mean that's where it sits, but I can't believe they're that far forward. It just seems like a lot. Yeah, it's just mocked up in there, but we got it sitting there. We're starting on the rear end. We're trying to get it, just put it up in there. Just trying to set the sides. We ain't measured it out or nothing yet, but it looks like that the drive shaft's going to work with what we got. But we still got to square it up, measure it. But before we do any of that, we got to pull the whole rear end out because the driver's side spring pad is rolled a little bit on the housing. So we're going to cut that off and put a new one on it. I got those here. And then my caltracs from just sitting, for whatever reason, these front hangers, the surface rusted already, but I got some 415. I'm gonna just recoat them just to seal that up. But I think we got the tire sitting in the wheel well. I think it's gonna be all right. So we'll get the rear end back out of it. And like I said, the drive shaft looks like it's close, but I think it's gonna work. I mean, it's closer than I thought it was gonna be, and everything's in the stock location. So, but rear end might have to go back just a smidgen, but where it's sitting at right now, the drive shaft's in it, and it looks like it's gonna work. I don't know if I can show you or not, but let's see. Down here. But it's got to come back just a fuzz because it's right up against that rubber, but it's in the rear end. Like I say, nothing under here. It's just all sitting here. We're just gonna wait until we want to see what the drive shaft is going to be landing at, but we got to pull that rear end back out to change that spring pad before we really start squaring it up. So I think it's gonna work, maybe. Get everything else lined up and get the tranny mounts in it. My phone won't focus. It's in the stock spot, but that looks a little close. I mean, I might end up having to trim an inch off of it. I don't know, but we're just gonna put it in there and see where it's at, and then we'll double check it then and see if it's gonna work or not. But it's gonna be close. So we'll just have to see. But, and then I gotta finish up this dash. I ain't got back on it yet because it's been too cold. I got my brake lines the other day. Get the headers on it. They're not brake lines, but a brake line material. Got that and the clips. There's the spring pad perch we put on it. But that's crazy how far forward that sits in the stock location. It just seems a little too far, but that's right over the K-member mount. So we're gonna get this rear end out, cut that pad off of it and change it out. And then just start squaring it up and go from there and hopefully get it back on the ground soon. So, but we'll be back here in a few when we get something done on this rear end. I'll bring you back. Well, welcome back. We're back down here. We got JR's got the dang out from underneath the wagon. We gotta change that spring pad. It's just a little bit crooked and it's a little bit off. It's throwing the rear end off, so we're gonna change it out, cut it off, change it out, and then I gotta get with my buddy Jeff Ping. This rear end here, when I started this, I was gonna drive this wagon on the street, and it's got a sure grip with a 410 in it with 35 spline axles. So now that I'm just gonna pretty much make it a race car, I'm gonna take it down to Jeff, and he's gonna put me a new 488 with a spool in it and do away with the 410 and the sure grip. And then I guess I'm just gonna run these brakes for a minute till I get my other brakes, since I already got them. I mean, I already got the stuff, so I'll just run them for now. And then back here on these boxes, a little tip: if anybody's thinking about going to mini tub their car, do not buy your boxes off of eBay, because these boxes are super thin. So we're going to put some plates on the outside of both sides of the boxes to stiffen them up, and then we're going to run a longer plate off the side just to tie it in back there where it kind of, I know you can't really see it, where it sticks out past the rail there. We're just going to stiffen it up some more, but these plates are just super chintzy. If you're going to buy plates, the best thing to do, they're a lot higher, but get the plates from US Car Tool, because they'll bolt right in that stock location where the spring hanger was, and then it locates your box where it needs to be and everything, and they're just a way better box. So, but we're getting ready to weld all this stuff on, get our holes re-drilled, and then I'm gonna take and get my caltracs. I'm gonna take them out here and get this painted. For whatever reason why them are rusted and the rest of it's not, I don't understand that, but I'm just gonna recoat them with some Pour 15. And then while I got that can open, I'll probably come up here and coat my front bars, because they're still raw. Get them coated, get them sealed up. And then I got a little bit here in the back of the wagon. I got a couple of spots where I was gonna run 2 more bars down to there, but I'm gonna coat that. I'm not putting them in. And then this here will all be sealed up. You won't see it, but I'm gonna seam seal up where we move the tubs in. I'm gonna seam seal all that, and then finish painting all this stuff here with Pour 15. Get it all sealed up, cleaned up and stuff, and then we're gonna build a surround and stuff here for the cell and the batteries. But while I got that paint open, I'm just gonna go ahead and coat them. So, but yeah, we're gonna get the pad ground off this Dana, get a new one set on it. I'm gonna get with Jeff. I'll probably take this rear end with me today, and maybe see if I can get down there with him this week to get the gear swapped out, because I don't want to get it all set up under the car and then have to take it back out. So I'm gonna try to maybe schedule something with him this week to get this knocked back out, and maybe we'll go back down and visit him. So, but I'll get this stuff out here and get it painted, and then we'll come back in here and look at these boxes after he gets them welded and see how that goes. So, but hopefully we'll get this on the ground and out of the way, because it's about time to get this out. I mean, it's ready to go. Just need to change the oil in it. So we should have this out as soon as my wagon hits the ground again. So, but hopefully by this next coming weekend, the rear end gears will be changed, be back under the car. The drive shaft, we think, is going to work. So, but hopefully it all works out, and we're gonna get them all braced up. And like when we get these up here, I mean, we're gonna grease all this stuff to where everything moves freely. So, but we'll be back here in a minute. I'll get these out here and we'll get some paint on them. So, but we'll be right back. All right, I got these all scuffed up with some Scotch-Brite. I'm gonna Pour 15 these, but I don't know if you can clearly see it. I don't know why them rusted like that, and then the rest of it must be either two different finishes that they put on this or what. But that's crazy that did that like that. These are brand new. They've never been on nothing. I got my drive shaft. I figured I'd go ahead and coat it since it's been nicked up and just in and out, but it's brand new too. It ain't never been ran. So, but I think it's gonna work. So we're gonna be good on that. And then I scuffed the bars up underneath the hood, which ain't really nothing to see, but I can scuff them up. I'm gonna throw a coat on them real quick, and then the front of the roll bar right there by the windshield, I'm gonna paint it, so when I do the dash, I can just mask those bars off and be done with it. So we'll get that coated, and JR's getting ready to start welding on the pads right there, get them squared up and welded up. And then I got a hold of Jeff. We're going to go ahead and take the Dana down to Kentucky this week, and he's going to go ahead and swap out the 410 Sure Grip and put a 488 with a spool in it. So he's going to get that set up for me, and then this weekend we'll bring it back, get it under the car, get it on the ground, and get the 66 out. So but we got quite a bit to do here, so we'll get this stuff here knocked out, and then we'll be back here in a minute and check out what we got done. All right, we're back here. We got the first coat on these bars. Got these out here done, or not done, but got one good coat of paint on them. We'll let that dry. Or a good coat of 415 on it. It don't look too bad for one coat, but stuff lays down good. I just brushed it on there. And JR's got these plates, stiffening plates, welded on there. Then we're going to redraw our hole through that, and there'll be a plate on the other side. That'll help stiffen it, and we're going to gussing it on the inside. So, but then, like I say, don't ever buy boxes off eBay. Them things are super thin, and I wished I'd have seen the US Car Tool ones before I got these or had them put in, because Dwayne's got a set on his car, and they're super, way thicker than what these boxes are. So, but then I got the drive shaft and the leaf springs coated. That didn't turn out too bad. There's the drive shaft. The spring. There's the black paint on them. They're just cleaned up looking now. So now it ain't rusting. But let them dry. And I did a little bit on the inside of the cage with the leftover paint I had. Started doing a little bit, but I'm gonna finish up get this dash finished up and get it painted red. Get our pieces on there. Go on the dash, but that's the color red it'll be. But I guess I'm gonna paint the top of the dash red, and then this mask got off, and the cage will be black. But these didn't turn out too bad for just brushing them. But you know, I got a hold of Jeff. I don't know if I told you that in the last part, but I'm gonna go down there at the end of the week or towards the end of the week, and we're gonna swap the 410 out, put the 488 in it with the spool, get it back here, get it back under the car, and get the 66 out. And I guess we're going to try to take the CUDA, and we're going to try to take the 66 to the No Name Nationals. Now that we found out what the rules are, it's just basically you got to have 500 subscribers, which we do, and it's more or less a bracket race or a grudge race. So I think we're going to take both cars out there and see what happens. I mean, it'll be a good time to all the YouTubers and everybody else. Just get to meet a lot of people we talk to on the internet and meet them in person, and I think it'd be a good time. So you get to see the Nacho CUDA in person, and the Crew Cab Dart, and Duddy's Dart, and I think the one guy, the Whispering Mopar, I think he's building a cooter. He's got a cooter or something, 68 or 9. Yeah, but he knows his shit on Mopar, but he's got a scooter that I think he's bringing. So, but yeah. Well, we're gonna finish up the boxes, have them ready, and then when I get the rear end done this week with Jeff, I'll bring it back and we'll get it back into the car and get it on the ground, and then we're pretty much working our way forward up here. I got to take the motor and tranny back out. Let's clean the motor up. I got to get some converter bolts, flywheel bolts, some ARP bolts, and then just got a few things I'm waiting on to come in, and we'll get this finished up and something done with it. So still got a bunch to do, but it's coming along. It'll get there. So, but we're gonna end this here until we get the rear end back from Jeff this week. So just keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and like I say, we're gonna try to plan to go to the No Name Nationals with everybody else and see how it works out. So, but we'll see you back here in a few days when we get the Dana back. We'll see you.